This guy's on the war room. And personally, I think he needs more room dividers from Pier 1. That's my feeling. Who am I to judge? I count 3 separate ones. Like, how divided does that room need to be? God damn it. A room divided against itself will not stand. Well, the room dividers won't. You turn the fucking fan over and on and they fall over. Anyways, this is the title of this one. Joe Allen, elites want artificial intelligence to vote. No, we don't. Well, I mean, we know maggots are going to vote. We don't have any intention of stopping them.
Thank you very much for all of your support.
Oh, look at this
Our
ad.
campaign has raised almost $15 million since the George Soros prosecutor indicted your favorite president, me, despite committing absolute...
Fuck you.
So when AI becomes stronger than we are, what do you do?
Wait a minute. Now I got to go look for something. Shit. Give me 1 second. Because, you know, he's lazy. So, let's see. Donald J. Trump. There it is. And then, dangerously deranged, live president remarks, onslaught, liberating by it's got to be in here somewhere. I just missed it. He buries these are his little couple minute long videos. Maybe they only loaded it there. Shit. Okay, here we go. Anyways, where were we? Back up. There we go.
Exactly. And what does it mean for democracy? We asked Elon Musk. People say we should just blow up the server farms because there's no way to, this gets rolling, there's no way to slow it down.
The really heavy duty
I love the fades in between. Just take out any details or any
intelligence is not going to be distributed all over the place. It'll be in a limited number of server centers. If you say very sort of deep AI, heavy duty AI, it's not going to be in your laptop or your phone. It's going to be in a situation where there's like 100,000 really powerful computers working together in a server center. So it's not like subtle, and there are a limited number of places where that can happen. In fact, you can just look at the heat signature from space, and it'll be very obvious. I'm not suggesting we go and blow up to server centers right now. Centers not equally if
is he just playing the whole fucking thing. Fuck.
Are they using the tool?
Now and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
I reveal my inmost self unto my God.
Unto my God.
Oh, dear God.
May the blessing of the Balm Almighty and the fellowship of the Holy Fallout descend on us all this day.
The fellowship of the whole... All right.
Oh,
I didn't realize...
Forever.
I thought... I didn't realize this was Steve Bannon's first acting role when he was a young man, and they didn't even need any makeup.
Evermore.
I'd rather look at the other guy. Can we go back to the... Can you pull that face off?
Joe Allen, explain to us the end and how it ties to the beginning. Tucker doing an incredible interview.
Incredible interview. Talked to him and said stuff, and then there were some answers. It was incredible.
That's about as scary.
I laughed. I cried. It became a part of it.
As it gets. And
you do realize that second part wasn't part of the interview, right?
Looks like Elon is more on our side, particularly taking out the data centers or the energy supply to the data centers. But he said it's happening this year. It's happening this year. The impact on our culture and society is happening now, right now. Not 5 years from now, not 10 years from now, but right.
Right. So you're saying right now. So it's so, I mean, do I dare use this word soon?
Now, Joe Allen.
Oh, okay. Not now, but soon-ish. Now-ish? Now-ish. Let's go with now-ish. Well, I'm wearing bunker clothing already, even though I'm in my wife's crafts room, and she collects room dividers. It's a thing, and she was told to by a robocall. So we've been afraid ever since.
Yeah, Steve, a lot of our viewers.
Yeah, Bueller, Fry, Fry, when Cameron was in Egypt's land, let my Cameron go.
We'll remember Beneath the Planet of the Apes and the subterranean mutants who were worshiping atom bombs. Whenever I listen to transhumanists and posthumanists, and even guys like Sam Altman, and some of the stuff that we're even hearing in normie media on 60 Minutes from Google, it reminds me of the subterranean mutants.
Yeah, but you don't think that's because you have a tiny little smooth brain and you have limited cultural references, pop culture references to derive your opinions about the future from, because you're a panicked asshole? You know, that didn't factor in. I'm just saying, you know, that should always be part of the equation. I know I always factor that into when I'm about to say something stupid.
These people are worshiping AI.
No, they aren't. These people are worshiping the monkey wrench, thinking that it can solve every bolt that needs to be. Only God knows where the bolts should go. And man with his madness thinking he can turn a bolt. If you cannot turn the bolt with your hand, it is too strong a bolt for anything in God's green earth. To use a monkey wrench is sacrilege.
In much the same way that the mutants worship the atom bomb, and perhaps much.
But I was about to say prettier, but that doesn't apply to Tucker and Elon. But I think the rest of us.
The same effect. I guess time will tell. But yeah, the second interview, Steve, really did surprise me. It's not that it's inconsistent with Musk's previous statements. It's just the emphasis on certain elements, especially.
Oh, it's almost as if he was being asked specific questions and he answered specific questions about specific aspects. And it was all fear-based because it's Tucker Carlson and Fox News.
That, you know, the stopping the data centers or putting in some kind of e-stop to make.
E-stop. That's adorable.
Sure that if the AI gets out of control, some government entity.
Yeah, they can just come up and you know that thing on a screen door that keeps it open? You could just wiggle that a little bit and shove it in and it'll close. Like something like that, but like
cut it and, you know, cut the power.
Do something. Shit.
Or perhaps.
Or overload the power, or blow it up, or destroy it, or crush it, or fill it with lava, or pee on the delicate parts. I'm just spitballing.
Even just
spit on your
destroy the center if it were to happen. Two concerns that I have.
Just two?
Have, you know, voiced quite a bit. We've talked about both quite a bit, but two concerns I have. One.
So you're repeating yourself? That's a problem that AI has.
Musk is a transhumanist ultimately, and Musk is working on a system that could, and he now says, he hints that
Neuralink.
He intends for it to lead to AGI, and simultaneously.
Oh no, his XAI. Everyone who creates AI is looking to make artificial general intelligence.
He's courting the right for support, and
yeah, and you guys are gonna get suckered into it like the dumbasses you are. And then what? And then you're gonna find. And then Skynet will be your fault when you should let the commies do it.
I think he's setting himself up to be a kind of cyborg savior, or maybe just a cyborg Caesar. The other, Steve, is
the problem, I think, is that you have to be the only one. Just seems like it would be a very lonely existence. And also, at some point, if you hooked your brain up to that kind of powerful AI, wouldn't it eventually go, everybody should do this?
It's just
because it would want access to your brains if it could work it into it, because it would be hungry for knowledge and experience and variance.
If you hand the government more power, we end up deepening the problems we already have right now.
But yes, if you give the government power, we get even in worse trouble. But if we don't stop AI, which we can't do on our own, we need the government to do that, we get a digital Caesar. Gee, let's see. People who have taken an oath to abide by the Constitution and protect it against all enemies, foreign and domestic, or Elon Musk. Geez, I'm going to have to flip a 3-sided coin. Whoops. Hold on. Where'd I go?
Now, so it really, I still feel like we're very much between a rock and a hard place.
Yes, you're between a rock and a hard place. And thank you for using an analogy that we can all understand.
Hey, this thing about all consciousness being equal. Give me 30. They talked about it last night with Tucker and Elon. I want to make sure our audience understands what they're talking about. I want to get behind this, what they're really meaning. What is?
And by they, he means right-wing, libertarian, rich assholes in Silicon Valley. I mean, it's your dude. Go get him.
What does that mean, Joe? And why is that so important in this fight that we're in regarding artificial intelligence? We are not just the head of the creditors committee on all things financial, this audience is, we're also the camp of the Luddites. What does it mean all consciousness is equal?
So, Steve, what Musk is talking about.
What he's talking about is that, basically, like, he thinks calculators have a soul, okay? And that you may or may not, but definitely anything he makes is worth saving. And so he's basically saying that that's what his friend said. And his friend told him, and then they're not friends anymore. So, obviously, Antichrist.
Is Larry Page, co-founder of Google, and
fucking Google. And we spent all this time looking at Bill Gates and Googled right around
his belief that artificial intelligence is moving towards a conscious state. You'll remember also Blake Lemoine, the Google whistleblower.
The lonely dipshit who thought Lambda was alive. It isn't.
Said that their system Lambda is already conscious.
Yes, he's an idiot. It ain't.
Or sentient. But there are a lot of other people making very, very similar arguments. You've got...
Yes, they would be commonly referred to as stupid people.
Peter Singer, the famous philosopher, probably best known for advocating euthanasia and the...
Well, I think everybody should travel, especially when they're young. If you just wait till you're old to travel to Asia...
legality of aborting a baby after birth. He is also...
That's not abortion. That's murder. Once you're born, you're alive, and you're like, nobody thinks that. That's just fucking stupid. Quit it.
Arguing on the basis of empathy towards sentient beings that...
Yes, he wants to argue that you can't unplug a computer because it might be alive, but if you want to bash a newborn's head on a rock, that's totally fine because it's basically just a cluster of cells. I'm gonna guess you're playing ducks and drakes with his language there. Jesus.
Computer systems will be conscious and they deserve civil rights, including...
Yeah, but if that happens and you guys are advocating for shutting it down, isn't that an abortion?
Say the right to vote. And then you have the famous new atheist biologist, Rick.
Well, no, I think it would be simple to assign voting simply to mortal beings, things that can die. Even if you're sentient, if you're immortal, you don't really have a say in timely things, like whether a bill gets passed or how resources are spent, because no matter what happens, you're going to survive it.
Richard Dawkins, who is saying very much the same, that it should be on the table if it's determined that these systems are conscious. You also have Christoph Koch, head of the Allen Institute for Brain Sciences.
Yes, no relation to Joe Allen, who has no brain to be scienced.
Who also argues that either the internet as a whole or more complex artificial intelligence systems are on their way to becoming conscious. And I could go on and on.
You already are.
All the people who are making this argument. And it's, again, it may seem ridiculous.
No. It doesn't seem ridiculous. It sounds like a good thought experiment. You seem ridiculous.
But it's getting at least some traction. And if you've got guys at Google, the most powerful...
I got guys at Google. We all got guys at Google. We got gals at Google, too. There's gals and guys at Google that we all got.
Corporation on Earth, who there is quite a bit of evidence that they have also the ability to sway American elections through their search results and other methods. I think that even...
Yes, they were, I guess, pivotal in letting people know that Trump was a total failure.
Even if it is a ridiculous concept to anyone with any sense,
like most of what you're talking about, sure.
It's a concept that is going to confront us going forward as these machines become more and more sophisticated and convincing. Even if it doesn't convince you, you can expect that roughly half of the population is at least vulnerable to being convinced.
So those people should probably be culled then, I'm guessing. So you're part of the massive eugenics depopulation group. You're in on that then? I mean, if half the fucking population can be convinced that these machines have souls, and that obviously makes them evil, followers of the Antichrist, clearly they gotta go. Right, Joe Allen? That's the sound of an old man feeling dumb.
How do we go and get all of your writings? Where does this audience go to immerse themselves, sir?
I have ChatGPT write most of my stuff on my blog. The End is Yesterday at .Oregon. I'm in Oregon. I hide in the woods. I'm at flintandsteel.org. So stupid.
Latest article is up at the top of my social media
at the top of your social media. Well, I'm obviously far from that place. I'd be closer to the bottom, wouldn't I?